What's going on YouTube? It is Mr. Ferguson here. Once again, thank you guys for coming back for another video. We are back here in Central North Carolina in my lawn. The last video that you should have seen on Friday, if you're subscribed and tuned into the channel, was out at the church at the project lawn. We went over a few little details about my ideas and plans and the planning that's going into that up here in my mind. And so thank you for your comments. It's coming out today, so I've not yet seen your comments, but I know that you will, so thank you for that. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you again, as I mentioned in the description of that video, to all the new people that I've talked to and met on Reddit. I'm going to screw this up now that I've tried to say it. In the lawn care community, we'll put it there. It's like /lawn care. I'll have to figure out how to link that in the description. There's a lot of people posting, you know, what is this, what is that, and I happened to post my latest mow, and a lot of people was giving me a lot of positivity, a lot of, wow, that looks amazing, how do you do that? And because of that, a lot of people have subscribed to the channel here. So welcome to all the Redditors that are here. We're glad to have you. Got a lot of veterans here, got a lot of new people here. Our goal here is, I'm a normal guy, just like most of you, and I've just tried over the past 5 years to document trying to get a nice looking lawn, and we've been very successful here, at least here in Central North Carolina. So thank you for tuning in. Hit the subscribe button, hit the check out the memberships if you would. Just check it out. Maybe it may be for you, may not. And we got the super thanks if you want to show further love. Today, guys, it's time. We talked about it a couple videos back about fungus and fungicide, and we talked a little bit about and I'm going to be making this video between today and tomorrow, getting ahead of it, because today, let me just quickly mention, we got our Ecuador golf tournament, and I've got this hat, as you see here, from a buddy of mine. He subscribes to the channel. He's working on his lawn just like you guys, just like myself, Mr. Blake. He's a genius with the smoker. He's a genius with food. He is starting his own business. As you can see here, I'm not even going to pronounce it because it's backwards in my camera, but you see the logo. He gave me this hat. I told him I'd be proud to wear that hat. This guy can do, well, that don't sound right if I say amazing things with meat, so I won't say that. But he can cook some meat like no other. He is on the top of his game. He always is helping out our church and events with brisket, with pork, with he does some things called pig shots. If you're interested, ask him below. He's probably on the forum and can or on the page and can answer. But we got the church tournament today. So anyways, back to the video. Sorry to ramble. We've talked about fungus here recently in the past, and so what I want to accomplish on this video is simply we need to reapply fungicide to the lawn. And just briefly, if you didn't see the last video, why is fungus important? I've said many times over the years, and I'll keep saying it because we constantly have new people come to the channel, that fungus is something you're going to have to deal with a fescue lawn, at least with cool season. Likely, I would imagine it's the same with warm season lawn, but if you got fescue like me, fungus is something that's going to happen. The first season when I planted my grass, I was so excited. It looked so great. And as I was saying on Reddit here recently, the first time I saw fungus, it scared me half to death, because I had convinced myself, all that fungicide, all that money they're spending for fungicide and applying, it's just somebody getting our money. It's not necessary. And I was completely wrong. And I always admit my mistakes, and that was one of the big ones I learned very quickly, that when your grass begins to turn an orangey color and a dingy color, and you got some material on it, but you don't know what it is, and it's spreading and spreading, and you're like, what the crap? You can lose your whole lawn that way. I don't want that to happen to you, and that's why I'm telling you, it's not a gimmick. It's not a plan to get money out of your pocket. Pay attention to fungus and fungicides. And with the way that begins in our lawn is moisture, warmer air temps, warmer ground temps, and these spores. It could be from a neighbor throwing it in your lawn. It could be by the wind carrying it in our lawn. It could be just developing in our own lawn with moisture and saturated areas that can come about. And so fungicide is important. And as NC State, we talked about this over the past winter, I think. NC State has done a study that Azoxystrobin and Propiconazole, two products I'll link below, are the best, for fescue at least, the best defense against fungus. When we apply this, it is going to protect us. It can cure existing fungus, but it can also, if we do it preventatively, it can prevent fungus from getting our lawn. And in addition to that, I've been a strong believer now of the GCI. It's not really a GCI product, but the natural adjuvant that Pete from GCI Turf promotes, because number one, it helps to open up the pores of the plants and allow that fungicide in to begin to work immediately. You also only have to use the minimal amount of the fungicide when we put it down instead of high amounts. It helps it to be the lowest amount, and the most important is we get 50% more water retention in our grass, which I highly believe helped me get through summer last year. So applying it with our fungicides every 21 to 23, 4 days, we're constantly getting our grass used to that natural adjuvant and retaining water in the grass, and it makes it look healthier, and it's already looking like it needs to be mowed here soon as well. So just a quick recap on it. I'm going to be applying it. We'll get it up here. We'll mix it again. And remember, for whatever reason, for fungicide, it always has a 21-day max limit. And I think maybe for Propiconazole, it's 23. I may have that backwards, but it's like 21 and 23. Why it's 21 days and 23 days, I've yet to find out. But we want to overlap our fungicide, right? And it can be expensive, but you're using so little that it will last you for a very long time. You're paying a lot up front for these fungicides, possibly, depending on your budget, but it will last you a long time. But we want to overlap. We don't want a gap, just like your health insurance, right? You don't want that gap to where you're not covered, something happens, and oh, you're up a creek without a paddle, right? We want to overlap our fungicides, and that's why we're going to be doing that today in this video, because I want to keep my coverage going with my fungicides to stop it. I want to keep it green, healthy, and looking great. Well, good morning, YouTube. I am just rolled out of bed about 10 minutes ago. I quickly grabbed the phone and looked at my local news station because the radar's down on the weather app that I use. And so there's a huge, strong red line of storms out to the west, quickly marching this way. I definitely have enough time to spray, but the grass is super long and it's 7 o'clock in the morning. So here's what I want you to comment below. If your neighbor gets out at 5 after 7 in the morning on a Saturday, are you going to shoot them in the face with a gun because they're out there mowing and disturbing your peace on a Saturday? If you're working hard Monday through Friday and they're out there with the mower disturbing you, or are you like, no, it's your lawn, you deserve to do it? Comment below, because I'm so tempted to just grab the mower and quickly begin doing a mow, because it's long and we need it, and after it rains, it's more moisture. It's going to take a long time to soak up, and it's like, what do? Do I quickly mow then spray, or just spray and have at it? So I'm in a pickle right now. So as I make this video, I don't know what to do. So I'm going to take a couple minutes and figure out what I'm going to do, whether I want to make my neighbors mad. I'm sure they love me and they'll forgive me, right? Because they live next to Mr. Ferguson. But let me figure that out, and we'll be back. So guys, I actually sent a text to one of my neighbors and didn't get a reply. So now I'm like, that's even more awkward. What do? I think I'm going to go for it. I'm going to quickly try to mow. I'm not going to sit here and film. We got these storms every minute that passes. They're racing here. There's severe thunderstorm warnings out to the west too. So I'm going to try to quickly get a side-to-side mow, my least favorite one, but just go side to side, get a mow in it, come back, and hopefully I don't waste time mowing to where the rain comes. And the most important thing is the fungicide app, because you're going to talking about more moisture. So we'll find out if this was a good decision, bad decision. I'm going to go down, grab the mower, mow. In just a second for you, I'll be done mowing, and we'll hopefully not be in the rain and be able to apply our fungicide app and hopefully add in maybe a humic product. So one more second, let's get the mow done. Be right back. All right, guys, so we got the mow in. I see blue skies, I see white clouds, and I see dark clouds. So at any moment, I think we're definitely good to be able to spray. So we're going to get it all fixed in. So cut it long ways. It may look like I even cut it this way. This is the up and down towards the road. That's what we did last time. This time we did side to side. So I did, again, the single passes. I didn't double pass it because this was like a speed mow, speed run. It's not for looks. It's just to get the grass cut. But it looks pretty good, especially when you blend it about right here. You get a few little checker marks. And anyways, here's quickly what I've decided to do. The fungicides, a must. We got rain coming. I'm still going to do natural adjuvant, but we got our Propiconazole. We got our Azoxystrobin, as we was talking about earlier in the video. The two guys combined are one of the best fungicide combinations for fescue per NC State through testing. Best you can do. If you can't afford it, I ran just straight up Propiconazole. I think it's 50 bucks a bottle for a quart, something like that. I ran just Propiconazole. That also will cover you, but you are susceptible to the other side of the spectrum where Azoxystrobin, the more expensive one, you pay more up front, but we're using about 4 ounces for the entire lawn for both of these. I'm also going to mix in, I've got about a little less than half RGS. RGS, as you guys know, we've talked about it. It's got some 1% potash, but it's also got fulvic acid, sea kelp extract. It's very good for root growth. That's what we want. We want to push our roots because the heat's coming, right? I didn't bring it up here yet, but we're going to do the natural adjuvant. I will put the card up here. If I don't, I will label it below in the description of how to add Pete's natural adjuvant. That is crucial because it adds 50% water retention in your grass. That is huge to help you get through summer. But if you just do it with your fungicides, it also, basically the way I explain it or understand it from Pete, it opens up the pores of the grass blades to absorb that fungicide even quicker and begin to work. Now, I read a while back that if you're trying to prevent fungus, it's better to water it in. If you're trying to cure fungus, it's better not to water it in because you're trying to get it to dry on the blade and affect the fungus that's currently on the blades, right? So it makes sense. So if you have fungus in your lawn and you suspect that you do, spray, don't water in. If you're like me, we need to technically water this in. I've got rain coming. It's going to get watered in. Therefore, that's why I'm doing RGS, because RGS doesn't need to sit on the blade. It needs to be watered into the soil. I'm going to quickly mix this up. Again, I'll link the card where we did the first fungicide app. It's exactly what we're about to do right now. So I'll link that up here. Check that out if you're interested in how to do the tank mix. I wanted to mention, I found a quarter to almost half a pound bag of protein 19019 from my winterizer from Pete. Pete sells protein fertilizer. I found that, I was like, holy crap, I didn't even remember having this. I spread that this past week at some point. So that is, I told you guys I was going to surprise you with a fertilizer I haven't used in a long time. We're going to have to put that on hold. I've put down the protein. It's a slow release. It's got some urea in it. It's got some ammoniacal. I can't remember. I'm not looking at the label, but GCI Turf, I'll link that below if you're interested. It's more of a winterizer, but I have it. I need to use it. So I spread it. It's slow release. So that factors into some of the ammonium sulfate we've been putting down. We've got some protein 19019. We get a good shot of K there, and then so we're not going to mess with nitrogen for probably a good part. We may go into something like a stress blend from Yard Mastery or something like that. Low nitrogen from here on out, more than likely. All right, guys, so we've sprayed the fungicide, the RGS. I even had a little bit of microgreen. I mean, like a little bit, not even enough to measure. Put some water in it, switched it around, put that in. So there's a tad bit of iron on top of the 19019 and the ammonium sulfate we've been doing. So yes, I'm pushing a little bit of nitrogen, but it'll be fine. Again, we're going to be in the 60s. We also did RGS for some summer heat relief. I also tore out, this is one of the glyphosate spots, and I tore out the dead grass, and instead of planting before the rain gets here, I took one of these from the shed and just put it in here, and then I hit it with the RGS with the fungicide. So hopefully the natural rains will help that root into the ground better, and it will take less time than actually growing new seed that probably won't make it. It's a little late now, being almost May. But we got the mow down. I'm trying to get out of the grass while I'm talking. We got a mow in, we got the fungicide applied, we got natural adjuvant in, we got RGS. And so I was just talking to the neighbor, telling him, make sure I didn't want to disturb them this morning mowing at 15 after 7. But we got it, guys. And again, I don't know if I put this other clip in, but I want to be able to show you guys the actual spray for the newer people. But with Pete's nozzles being specific to him creating them and they're custom, he specifically asked YouTubers not to show them. He may patent these and sell these, therefore he didn't want, you know, to let loose what he's doing. So that is why, like, Mr. Ferguson, you always just mix it and then cut back to when you're done. We don't get to see how to actually spray. It's because of the type of nozzles I'm using. Please forgive me for that. So we got it all done. We did a side-to-side cut as I showed you. We got the spray down, and the rain should be here within the next hour, I would hope, because it said by now we had like a 60 to 70% chance of rain. So thank you for tuning in. Don't forget your fungicides. Don't forget your biostimulants. Make sure you get your mow in. If you can mow it before the rain, it always helps so it ain't 6 inches tall when you come out here and then have to wait 3 days for the ground to dry up. So accomplished my my goal this Saturday morning early. Now I can kick my feet up and wait on the rain, and my goodness, if it doesn't rain, we're fine because we got natural adjuvant to let the fungicide absorb in. The RGS may be wasted sitting on the blade, but we'll take that chance. God bless you guys. We'll give you another video coming up on Wednesday. Not sure what that one will be, but the yard's looking good here. Hope your lawn is looking good where you are. Leave your comments below about early mowing. Let me know what you think. Does your neighbors hate it? Do they not care? Do you do it anyways? Let me know below. God bless you. We'll see you on Wednesday.